Kitty. Here's Kitty.
Hiya, it's me, Kitty. Hiya. Oh, there we go. We can see my hands just about. Kitty Cassis, that's me, Cassis. Like the dark, sweet, viscous, slightly sickly liqueur, only tolerable in very small doses. Hiya! Welcome to Calling Kitty. I'm doing it, gang. I swear to God, I'm doing it. This is my latest attempt to keep up with the Joneses. And by Joneses, I mean Keith Jones, who owns the Butchers on Dunisher Road. Do you know him? He's got a bloody podcast. He talks about pork loins and goose fat. He's called it Meat Matters. And he's had at least 75 downloads. And I thought, if he can do it, I'm going to do it. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, here we go. Calling Kitty. Here, cheers. I believe in always having a slightly strong beverage while I'm doing this. So what is Calling Kitty? It's a bloody good question. Basically, you know, I am a beautician by trade. Some of you might know me. Some of you might love me. Some of you might have seen me. Some of you, I might be intimate with your undercarriage. All right. So there's always that. But I have traveled the length and breadth of this land. Okay. In my role as a beautician, an astrologist, a sex therapist, an intimate masseur, and at times a cosmetic surgeon. Okay. And I've always got my vanity case with me. I can fit bloody loads in there, honestly. And I go round the country, and sometimes I'll get up. Sometimes it's a comedy night. Do you know what I mean? And I'll get up and I'll do a turn. But I'm always ready to do a quick back sack and crack. It's only $17.99. That's all it is. Do you know what I mean? And you'll come away from that feeling refreshed and feeling maybe a little bit vulnerable. Okay. But I'm always thorough. And that's the main thing. And there has been times, you know, it's not possible to, you know, get nose to bush with somebody without really, you know, learning their deepest, darkest secrets. Okay. And that's what I thought. I thought, do you know what? Maybe I can roll this out. I can roll this format out and really get to know you out there. It's an audio with a visual element. How could it not be? I mean, look at me. I'm bloody gorgeous. And whatever you're doing, do you know what I mean? Whatever you do, wherever you're listening to this, wherever you're watching this, you know, you might be changing a tire. You might be making a suet pudding. You might be furiously masturbating into the autumn-winter catalogue of Bowden. Do you know what I mean? Bowden catalogue. I love that. Do you know what I mean? I do. I get quite aroused by that. And you might be aroused now. Don't be frightened of it. Okay, lean in. That's what I always say. Lean in. Now, eventually I'll have a little jingle. Calling Kitty. But at the moment, it's very lo-fi. Okay, it's made to amend. All right, I've got the inside of a cardboard roll inside of a toilet roll over there, and that's how we're doing it. And there'll be no editing at this point. It does remind me of when Bucks Fizz first started. Do you know what I mean? You know, don't you? You know, it was a bit ropey. It was a bit rough around the edges, but they had somewhere to go. Look at them now. All right, doing all the reunion tours. And it's going to be a bit like this. All right. I don't know if this even ever see the light of day. We don't know. We're doing it. You know, my lovely producer, Paul, he just said to me, Kitty, just do it. Do the bloody thing. Do the damn thing. And I thought, do you know what? I am. And it might not be perfect, but life can be like that sometimes, can't it? Do you know what I mean? It's not perfect, but we just get on with it. So what was I going to say to you? So who is Kitty? That's probably what you're thinking, isn't it? What the bloody hell's going on? I don't blame you. I think it often myself. Who is Kitty? Well, Kitty is classy. Kitty is claustrophobic. I mean, I got trapped in a stationery cupboard at Granada Studios in 1983 with Paul O'Grady and Linda Lusardi. And I then went on air because I was an agony aunt back then. Yes, I taught Claire Rayner everything she knows. And it is down in the Guinness Book of World Records. I had the first panic attack on live television, daytime television. So claustrophobic, definitely check. Kitty is convenient. I'm always here for you. That's the nuts and bolts of it. And I would love for you to get in touch with any dilemmas you've got. Do you know what I mean? Any problems you've got? Maybe you're having problems at work. Maybe you're having problems in your relationships. I can help. Okay, I've been around. I've got decades of experience under my Swarovski crystal belt here. And, I do remember, that there was one time when I had John Major's ankle over one of my shoulders when I was, cleaning him up. And he said to me, what am I going to do, Kitty? It was all kicking off at the time. And we came up with a distraction technique. It was salmonella. And we all know how that went, don't we? Now, some of the Secret Service, some of the top secret act, maybe it will need editing. I don't know. We'll just keep going. I signed documents, and a lot of them have expired this year, 2023. It's the year that it's all coming out. Okay. It's like going down into MI5 in the bunker, finding the filing cabinets, getting it all out, spilling the beans. And that's what I might do. But equally, I am, discretion is key. Okay. And, I will keep things, I'll keep things short and I'll keep things sweet. So get in touch with me. Do you know what? I haven't even set up an email address, but you can contact me at Hiya, it's me, Kitty, on all the usual platforms. MySpace. I'm on there. I've also got an OnlyFans page because that's another thing that I was told to do to promote myself. Do you know what I mean? It's these are the times that we're living in, Cock. Do you know what I mean? Also, we might have some guests, and I think that would really spruce things up a bit, wouldn't it? I know that Nigel, who works at the Masonic, he wants to come on. He's got some stuff on his chest that he wants to get off. And I'm quite happy to have that. Also, Linda at the WI, she's got a few things going on in her life at the moment. And I'm here. I'm all ears. All right. Calling Kitty. That's what this podcast is going to be about. Get in touch. Get in touch with all your dilemmas. A bit about me. I am, as I say, a beautician by trade. I have done many an eyebrow. I mean, me and Daniel Bedingfield actually set up an eyebrow lamination business many, many moons ago. It did all go a bit pear-shaped, to be honest. It was, he's got a restraining order against me now. And sometimes that's how things will pan out. You just never know, do you? You just never know. But I think I inspired his massive hit. Yeah. We all know that, don't we? We could play that, couldn't we? Gotta get through this. I gotta get through this. Lovely. Take a breath, Kitty. Take a breath. Wherever you are, wherever you're listening to this, just take a big lungful of air and release. That's it. I actually also did the meditation part of Mr. Motivator's DVD. If you go back, I'm on the director's cut. All right. I didn't get into the main edit. I'm not bitter about it. There's lots of things, there's lots of things that didn't pan out like that. But I've sprinkled my magic in many of British culture, many British cultural iconic moments. My little greasy fingerprints would be all over it. So I am from the Northwest, okay? A vague area in the Northwest. I don't want to get too specific. I won't give you me GPS coordinates. Do you know what I mean? Because there are things going on up there, stuff going on. Well, maybe I might get through to that in the future. But I get that megabus. I've got a season ticket on the megabus, and I go all over the place. And I'm a beautician to the stars. If by stars you mean Deirdre, who works on the bins, who's inherited her father's hirsute genes. Very discreet, as I said before. A lot of people in my area looking bloody great, thanks to me and my trusty scalpel. Okay. So yeah, we'll have guests on here. If you've got any ideas of guests that you'd like to come on, or if maybe you'd even like to come on yourself, you could come on. Now let's have a look. How long have I done? I don't know. Listen, I don't want to overstay me welcome. What I will do, I've had one little, I put an index card on the newsagents cork board, and for people to get in touch with Calling Kitty. And somebody did get in touch. And now if I can actually bring this to the stage, let's see. Oh, there we go. Look, we're cooking on Calagas now, gang, aren't we? So we've had a little letter in. If you're listening to this on audio, it won't make any sense to you. But if you're watching visually, I've just done something that I didn't think I'd be able to do. I honestly thought I'd have to get my specs out and stop the whole thing. But I've brought a little letter up into the screen. And as you can see that there, it says, "Hiya, Kitty." What does it say? I will actually have to get my glasses on. How are we doing? Let's have a look. "Dear Kitty, I have a bit of a problem as my husband of 15 years, Gavin, has suddenly decided he wants me to whack him constantly around the head when we are intimate. I have heard that the local S&M group are very welcoming, but do I really want to join them?" From Leanne in Bolton. Okay, this is a great example of, really sort of, does it, when you first got with Gavin all those many years ago, was there an inkling? Did you miss a red flag, Leanne? That's all I'm saying. All right. Equally, relationships, marriages, partnerships, they can go through ebbs and flows, and you can go and discover this sort of stuff. My husband, Dave, and I'll be telling you about him at the future. I might even get him on. We've been married for 25 years, all right? Very vanilla sex life, Leanne, very vanilla. But over that lockdown, something switched in that man, okay? Something switched. And he wanted to be fastened to the lawnmower via nipple clamps. Now, I'm a simple woman, all right? Very, very natural, as you can see, just, a natural beauty, an English rose, if you will. Very kind of prudish. But it's ramped things up, Leanne, in a way that I can't describe, in a way that I might describe once I write my memoirs. So you don't feel an immediate inclination to start fulfilling this sexual fantasy for him. That's what I'm getting from here. That's the problem, isn't it? But what if you were to embrace that, Leanne? Because I can tell you right now, once you get a little 6x4 block of MDF, just a little, preferably with some nails, sting it out of it, you could take out a lot of your frustration and a lot of your anger and on this man. Do you know what I mean? And your box would be ticked, and his pickle would be tickled, wouldn't it? And you'd both be getting something out of it then. Do you know what I mean? There's also some other things that I need to know in this relationship. What has it been like so far, this physical relationship? And were there any red flags? That's what I need to know. So sometimes there are more bits of information that I need. But what do you think, gang? We can all throw our pennyworth in, can't we? And see what we think. I think that if the local group, S&M group, is welcoming, it can also double up quite nicely as a book club. I've got a friend of mine, Andrew, he runs the local book club at the allotment, and they now have cake club, book club, cake club, allotment club. And I'm pretty sure there's an S&M element to that too. Oh God, I hope he doesn't listen to this. I won't be able to promote this in a local situation because, people's reputations are at stake, aren't they? So thank you very much for that. Let's just see. Right. So that will be the format of this podcast. If you've got an issue, if you've got a dilemma, and actually, Gavin there, his life could change after Leanna's written into me like that. Do you know what I mean? And I've got a feeling that if she just tries it once, Leanne, you never know. You might get more out of it than you thought. All right. And also, it's quite a good bargaining tool, I find. Do you know what I mean? It's a very heteronormative thing to say, but you whack him over the head just as he's about to hit the vinegar strokes, and you never know, you might get that top floor emulsioned. That's all I'm saying. All right. And we've got to do what we got to do, haven't we, Leanne? Best of luck to you, Treasure. Best of luck to you. Did I think of a way to close this down or end it? I didn't. And I don't even know how long I've been going. But, 15 minutes. Well, that's perfect, isn't it? It's just a taster. It's just a little amuse-bouche. Okay. I am absolutely open, like 7-Eleven, open to feedback and criticism, providing that it is constructive. Also, if you've got criticism that is not constructive, bring it on, because at this point, engagement is engagement, isn't it, at this point? Now, listen, I've got one of my neighbours, Ted. He trains pigeons, all right? He's a pigeon fancier. And he said to me, Kitsy, I could get involved with your podcast. I could actually train the pigeons to go and collect people's notes and bring it back to you. Again, it's nostalgic. It's almost wartime, isn't it? I said, Ted, don't worry. These people, they've got handheld devices. They've got all the platforms. They've got the Instagram. They've got the Facebook. They've got the TikTok. It's all right. Do you know what I mean? They're all on these apps, Ted. Minge, Snatch. It's all been done on the apps now, isn't it? I would love to hear from some younger demographics about what's going on the dating scene at the moment. All right. I'm not saying that there's not trouble in paradise with me and Dave, but I'd just like to keep my hand in on what's going on the single scene. So get in touch. There's going to be better editing. There's going to be jingles. There's going to be all sorts, but we've got to start somewhere, haven't we? Do you know what I mean? That's what Bewitched said when they went, yeah. And they said, do you think that's good enough? And they said, fuck it, just put it out. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, there is an expletive. That's what we're going to need there, a warning. I hope you've enjoyed this, treasures. Let's just suck it and see. That's what I say. Also, let's get down to brass tacks. I am doing a little tour. My show, Sitting Pretty with Kitty. It's more of this, basically, gang, but it works much better in a live setting. I've got parody songs, I've got nostalgic anecdotes, and I've even got a dilemma Q&A section. So I'll be answering people's dilemmas and their worries, their queries, their ponderings. My counsel will be sought on this little tour I'm doing. It's called Sitting Pretty with Kitty. And as I said, I can easily... I can do a few collagen injections. If your Botox needs topping up, I'll bring all of that with me as well. It is a bit of a 2-for-1. And I'm doing I'm doing the Watford Fringe, and I'm doing the Faversham Fringe, and that's in the month of October. Who knows when you listen to this? It could be 2025 right now, and you could have discovered a time capsule. Who knows? We don't know. I do hope that wherever you are and whatever's happening, that you're well. I just hope that you've not had some terrible circumstance and then this starts playing. I mean, that would just send you over a bloody edge, wouldn't it? But yeah, check out all my socials. Hiya, it's me, Kitty, and that'll be in the link notes, which I'm going to type out with a quill in a minute. And you can find out all about what I'm doing and where I am and what's going on and how you can come and see me. And I would love to connect with you further. This has been lovely, hasn't it? Well, I don't know how lovely it's been. What we'll do is we'll get to the bottom of it. And we'll do another one. That's what we'll do. We'll just keep going with them. So get in touch. I'm going to set up an email address, but for now, just DM Aya, it's me, Kitty. Twitter. That's not Twitter anymore, is it? Xbox, is it? I don't bloody know what's going on. From the bottom of my colonic to the very tips of my acrylics, I have been Kitty Cassis. This has been Calling Kitty. Calling Kitty, something like that. Use your imaginations, treasures, all right? I do highly recommend that you find a way to watch this visual feast because I'm looking particularly good today, all right? Just a little bit of lip gloss and a slick of mascara. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, treasure. All right. I've been Kitty Cassis. This has been Calling Kitty. Ta-ra!
Like, follow, subscribe, sign your life savings over to Calling Kitty. Available on all the podcast platforms.